Hey everyone, Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur, and done is better than perfect is finally catching up with me. So today I have to make a couple new landing pages and go through the pain and headache of finally doing something that I've been putting off for a really long time, which is creating a content map and value path for one of our lead magnets. So I'm always telling you, and I'm doing this in my business, always making sure that you get things out as quickly as possible, that I get things out as quickly as possible. And so today is a perfect example of what happens when you get something out as quickly as possible. You do the minimum viable thing, and then you regret not doing more, but you could just as easily regret doing more. So for this particular instance, it's the Aspire Notebook landing page. We've had about 154 sign-ups over the past month. So that's telling me that, hey, people actually want the Aspire Notebook stuff. So what we're going to do is go ahead and start split testing the different landing page ideas that I had. So this is where sometimes you'll feel like, oh, I should have done more conversion tracking in the beginning, or oh, I should have segmented the list more, blah, 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 blah. Well, I could have just as easily had 0 signups, right? Can you imagine if I had made 5 or 6 different landing pages? I would have done A/B split tests for each one of those. If I had made unique tracking links for every single YouTube video that I promoted the Aspire Notebook on, like that would have been crazy, and then had 0 signups. That would have been a giant waste of time, as opposed to now I know, hey, it's 150 people. It's not a whole lot, but it's enough to say you have something here. So now we're going to go back and actually do all of that hard work of making split tests, making sure all the tracking is in place, starting to segment the list based upon a landing page for sales funnel or a landing page for product. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes it's done. Done is better than perfect. And you're going to have these places in your business where you go, oh, I wish I had done more. Oh, if we had only set this up. But you know what? You could have just as 9 out of 10 times, it's the other way around, where you do all this work, you set all this stuff up, and then you realize that, oh, nobody signed up, or oh, I didn't need to do that. As opposed to having a landing page out there, it could be performing better, but at least it's performing because it's actually out there, as opposed to me waiting another month or two while I set up this perfect conversion system that I haven't actually tested. So of course, as usual, things took way longer than expected, but the good news is we are ready to test. We have the first landing page split test set up, and of course, because we're not driving actual paid traffic to it, it's probably going to take a month or two to get a few hundred visits to really understand which landing page headline is going to work. But it's time for me to go grab some lunch because I sat here way too long, and then I'll walk you through how to put together a value path and how you can kind of take your blog categories and your blog tags to really shortcut this process. And if you don't already have blog categories and tags, then I'll show you how I set those up relatively quickly. And before we jump into creating your blog tags and how that ties into your content marketing funnel, figured I better take a step back and actually explain what the heck I'm doing today. So this is a quick snapshot of what a content marketing lead generation process might look like. You have 3 pieces of content, and then they all drive to the same kind of content upgrade or lead magnet. So in an ideal world for a savvy marketer, who's apparently not this guy, you would actually have those 3 pieces of content around the same topic or subject, and then the lead magnet around the same topic or subject. Of course, done is better than perfect, so what did I do? I made one lead magnet and drove all the traffic to it, just to see what would happen. And of course, I talked earlier about what happened, and so now I'm going through the process of actually mapping out all of those different big categories, small categories, and then subcategories. So this is a quick snapshot of the tags that I'm going to be implementing on my blog. And so what this represents is all of the little different topics that are relevant to digital marketing, growing an online business. Of course, I'm sure I could come up with 20 more, but I was just really pressed for time and I was tired of just trying to think of all the different ones. So as you can see here, I've organized them across some major kind of overarching subjects and topics. And so with whatever your niche is or whatever your business is, I think it's easiest to start with just making a list of like every keyword, every topic, every phrase, every company, every software, service that relates to your industry or niche, and then start organizing them based upon either a system or a result or a style of thinking, or if you have your own methodology, like I have the 4 quadrants of the digital business system, so that's how I organize things now, but it wasn't always like that. I would recommend choosing like 5 to 6 of them that are going to be kind of your content pillars. And then once you have those content pillars, organize everything else inside of them. And if it's too hard to organize all your other, random tags and ideas inside of them, then try going a level up. So, here I have team, content, sales funnel, product, right? Like that's how I organize. Everything fits in there. It's really overarching. So one of the problems that I ran into, of course, is that I'm driving traffic to the same landing page, but team, content, sales funnel, and product, those are still really too broad. So I went through this process of just listing out everything I could think of underneath those, and then the next step I would take is I would go ahead and group those into smaller groups, maybe 3 to 4 groups under each one of those. So that way I have a really, really tight grouping of content pieces. And that way I know if I ever make something about YouTube or YouTube advertising or social advertising or Facebook advertising, that way instead of all of those being driven to the same landing page, I can actually say, you know what, all of these pieces of content will drive to this landing page. All of these pieces of content will drive to this landing page. And something else, if you haven't played with Google Tag Manager, setting up different audiences inside of Facebook, this is actually going to help you a tremendous amount long term as well. So setting up really organized tag lists and blog categories on your blog is going to help you long term. So I'll definitely have videos coming out much later talking about how to leverage that, because there's some advanced tracking you can do inside of Facebook and analytics, but I'm just telling you now, it's definitely going to be worth it. But at first, done is better than perfect, right? Find a general offer that works before you go and do all of this fun stuff. So I hope you got some value out of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did get some value. Comment below if you have any questions on this. And thank you all so much for those warm comments on the last vlog. It was a bit of a downer. I'm definitely still feel like I'm down in the dumps there. Definitely have not recovered from all of the fiasco of what was last week with client and internal changes. But I just want you to know, no matter where you are in your business journey, if you feel like you're on cloud 9 or you feel like you're pushing a 500-pound boulder forward to just get this thing working, you're doing it right. You're not alone. So keep at it. Keep building the business you love. Take care.